Well, good evening. Welcome to Well Life with Linda Harris. Of course, I'm Linda Harris, and this is my very good friend Sherry. I told her when I first started doing this I might make her my sidekick, so I convinced her to come on with me tonight, and I'm so glad she did. Sherry, I think we've known each other for 28 years or more, haven't we?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I started, that was back when I had my day spa, and Sherry used to come and visit me some and get different services, and we've been friends ever since. We've rescued puppies out of the road, and we've done all sorts of things. She's your go-to take care of an animal and rescue it for sure. But I asked you here tonight, Sherry, because, well, first of all, I know a few years ago you started trying to do things a lot healthier.
Yes,
What did you do with that?
Well, I put on about 25 pounds. I guess I was going through menopause, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to lose weight because I was 50. And so I thought, well, just exercise was not going to get it. So I knew I had to go down a better wellness path. So I took out sugar out of my diet and just tried to start eating better and kind of listening to you coach me along. And
I bet that made you feel better. Did you have more energy?
Yes, it did.
Although
Yes,
I've never
did.
known you not to have energy.
Right. Right. Maybe sometimes too much energy. That's probably what causes hot flashes.
I don't know about that. But so then you, we talked about how much weight you had lost, and I had this, what I'm talking to you about tonight is Verjus. That's the service that we offer at Well Life. And so I spoke with Sherry about it. I spoke with you about it, and you were very interested in doing a Verjus treatment. So what Verjus is a low-level laser. It's non-invasive, no radiation, none of those things. It's very safe for you, and as you all well know, I always tell you, I'm a researcher. I like to research everything I do. I never would use things on my clients or anyone else that I would not use on myself. So in researching, I just found out all the wonderful things that that piece of equipment does and how it helps us naturally and what it does for the body. And before I get into the technical part of it, let me ask you, Sherry, how was your experience with Verjus and what did you think?
Well, at first it was a little strange because the machine is strange looking and it's painless, but after the first week I could tell like there was something different. I just couldn't really put my finger on exactly what it was. And then after the second week, it was like when I put on my clothes, I could tell like I was slowly shrinking. I was getting some more curves where I didn't have curves. So I had more straightness. I was getting more curves. So,
if I remember right, the funny thing is, you said you felt you just didn't know what you were feeling or how funny the machine looked too. It kind of looks like a little spider claw hanging over you with these green lights. But if I recall, we did the initial 6 visits. It asked that you do 6 visits within a 72-hour period, and so you did the first initial one, and I know you lost between like your stomach, your abdomen, your hips, and your thighs, and all you lost a little over 4 inches.
right.
And then a few weeks later, we went back and did 6 more because we were trying to tone a little bit and do some other things.
Right.
And we didn't measure then, did
No,
we?
no.
So we're not sure how many, but you were just telling me you changed clothes sizes.
Right. I've gone from like a 10 to a 6.
And
So-
that is amazing. That is
Yes.
awesome. And you didn't have to go through any painful surgery.
No.
No painful surgery.
And I didn't really lose any weight from changing the sizes, so I guess
Your
losing
body
the inches,
reshaped.
right, my body reshaped.
It did. And you know how this is what's so interesting about how the Verjus works. What it does is it takes it works on the fat cells. So when we're getting surgery or lipo or other things, we're literally killing those fat cells or removing them. Well, fat cells are something our body needs, so it's going to make more, and it may make them in other areas. So we might lose something here, but we won't have it somewhere else. So what Verjus does, and they studied this for so many 20-something years, I believe. It's a company over in the UK, Arconia, that made this piece of equipment. They do a lot of medical equipment. They've won awards for prestigious safety awards over in the UK numerous years in a row. But it creates a pore in the fat cell. So that pore enables all that junk, all that sludge, all that mess that we have just put in our fat cells for God knows how long,
Right, forever.
and it allows that to leak out. And that's why it's important to do them about 72 hours apart. 72 hours apart, because if you wait longer, and we found that out initially when we tried it with you, because I was letting you be my little guinea pig after I had done it. And so if you do them within a 72-hour period, it works like it's supposed to. If you wait longer than those 72 hours, all the sludge and all the junk that comes out through from the fat cells goes into the lymphatic system, and then our lymphatic system flushes that out. Well, if you wait too long and your lymphatic system has been slower, or it's just, you had so much it's taken longer for it to go through, then it can uptake back into the fat cell. So that's why they recommend 3 visits in 2 weeks. With, you can do them a day after each other sometimes if you need to with your schedule, but it's really, you don't want to go longer than a 72-hour period, to be able to get it to work properly. So that's what we did with you. You lost the inches. I hardly have time to do myself because I'm so busy. But I did, initially when I did myself, I lost a pant size. And I was very thrilled with that. But I've had a lot of people, you said you felt different after that first couple, and you couldn't put your name on it. But I had somebody really pin it the other day when I was talking to her. She says, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel lighter.
Right.
Not necessarily that you've lost weight, but you just feel a lightness within you. Well, when our fat cells are full of stuff and sludge, that has an effect on our body. It affects our health. It affects our energy. One thing's connected to another that's connected to another. And so when we're healing, because that's the other wonderful thing about this piece of equipment, it literally heals the fat cell. Well, fat cells have a purpose to work, to help our bodies. We need to, our bodies will store a certain amount of fat for certain things, but then we have to get all the junk out. And it heals the fat cells so that it works like it's supposed to. Imagine the abuse we do to our fat cells. We abuse these cells by just doing things we shouldn't do to our body, by packing things in there. Sugars, you said you gave away sugar. It can affect our body in so many ways, the different cells, and all the cells in our body. Processed food, you're right, packaged food. To me, even though this is a piece of equipment, it's natural.
Right.
Because it's using a special light
20 minutes.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes on each side, so it's 40 minutes altogether.
But still, it's just so quick, it's like... You just
exactly.
wonder how something like that could
work.
Yeah.
But it's because it's healing. One of the interesting things, too, I found out, I was so interested in everything that this piece of equipment did, and so I started doing some training through the company online and talking to some of the representatives there. And I found out that a lot of these lasers that they make, which are only level 2 lasers, that's something I wanted to bring up. Do you know a lot of, you'll go to some of the med spas here or some of the, different places where they're doing surgeries or doing other things for fat loss, and they want to advertise, we've got the level 4 laser. Through doing research and a class that I took and some things I listened to this weekend, I found out that, we've always heard that less is more. Well, that's how it works with these lights. Whenever you have a level 4, can be a little bit more it's more invasive because of how it penetrates, but it doesn't mean that it will work in making you lose those inches or whatever else that level 4 low-level laser lights for. Through research many years ago, they found out that from, I think it's like 580 or 635 nanometers up to 830 was workable and worked right. But when you do the 830, above that 830 nanometers, which is what the level 4 lasers do, it almost makes it null and void. It just doesn't work the same, but it can irritate the skin.
Right.
So that's the other thing I like about this, that it's non-irritating, it's healing, wound healing, as I said. It can help with pain. It's pain relieving, which is a wonderful thing because, I work with people with pain all day long, every day. And we do, of course, do massage therapy, lymphatic drainage, all these things. Chronic pain is something a lot of people deal with. And, you know, for so long we had, and we still do have people that are addicted to pain medicine, but for so long it was so rampant where they were just writing prescription after prescription. And I'm glad that they have come down on that, limiting what these physicians can write. But you need to do something for your pain. It doesn't mean someone should live with pain, but when you're working on your body naturally, it can help with pain.
If you change your wellness program for yourself, it changes a lot.
Mm-hmm. It does. I saw a lot of changes in you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I definitely did.
I mean, I can tell changes in my skin.
Mm-hmm.
I just, like you say, it's hard to explain.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, it's changed. You know, so
yeah. I remember I texted you after her second session of 6 sessions. Sorry, I'm tongue tied today. After that second set of 6 sessions, there we go. That's a lot of S's. Okay, I missed her because I was so used to seeing her, and so I texted her one day and I said, "Well, Sherry," I said, "how are you doing? I missed you. I hadn't seen you." I said, "How's your body looking?" She sent me a text back and she says, "I look curvilicious."
That's right.
So if you want to look curvilicious,
That's
make
right.
sure you go online to welllifeinstitute.com.
That's right.
or you text me at 252-363-7721, and we're going to make you curvilicious
That's
too.
exactly right.
So that's what's so wonderful about that. We've also into skincare. We'll go to a commercial, I think, in about a minute. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about skincare. I know you've done facials with me.
Yes.
We've done some things together, and I want to touch on the Epionce line that I'm
Right.
carrying.
I'm trying that now.
You're trying that now. Good. Are you feeling comfortable with that?
Yes, I
Good.
love it.
I am so glad. I'm so glad that that's working
I'm
for you.
sitting here with no makeup on, so I think
you've done
your
good.
product is working. So
Well, it looks like it's time for us to go to a commercial, so I'm going to let us go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back to talk some more about some interesting, healthy things.
If you enjoy hand-picked strawberries, look no further than Bozeman Farms, with 4 locations this summer for your convenience. The first at Bozeman Farms on Highway 97 East, just off Cool Spring Road, a second on South Winston Avenue across from the fire station, a third by the Shell gas station on Bienvenue Road, our 4th location at Ace Hardware in Tarboro. Fresh-picked strawberries as well as Mama Jean's homemade strawberry jam. And don't forget our sweet potatoes, all available for purchase at each location. Call 252-883-6175 for any questions or directions. Bozeman Farms, from the field to your table at great prices.
We're in our 18th year of practice at the Hammer Chiropractic Center, and we've seen over 15,000 different people in the Rocky Mount area. 40% of headaches actually come from a neck problem. Many patients come in taking multiple aspirin, over-the-counter medications and such a day, and we can get you to stop doing that and actually fix the problem so the headaches don't rise anymore. A lot of people think chiropractic hurts. It does not. Most of the people come in and they feel great when they leave.
With Sherry, my good friend for so long. I'm so happy I was able to get her to come on this show with me today. I wasn't sure if she was going to do it or not. With Sherry, before we went to the break, we talked about we were going to discuss a little bit about skincare and all. I've been doing facials on you for a long, long time. We've done a lot of different services on you, but not too long ago, this past year, you began to do my new facial that I offer,
Your
the
oxygen. Yes.
ultimate facial experience, which includes the oxygen.
Right.
What do you think about that?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I would recommend that for everyone, any age. I'm 65, but I would recommend that to
To
anyone.
any age, yeah.
Mhm.
I agree. I love that service so much. We actually offer that as a facial, but also as an oxygen therapy treatment because it helps with anxiety. You know, we're into May now, but in April we were talking about National Stress or Awareness Month. And this is National Mental Awareness Month, and I do believe that the stress, the anxiety, and the mental all ties in together. But I actually have some clients who use that. They'll come in for massage, and they'll be so hard and so tight holding their anxiety. You can't hardly massage them because they won't relax.
right.
So I'll put that oxygen dome on them while I'm working on another area, and sure enough, they just relax and melt right in. But that is, and I had a client ask me yesterday, why does this thing feel so good? Why can you breathe better? I'm like, well, look at what's going on out there all around us. Well, first of all, the natural stuff like pollen, which I'm highly allergic to, but even when it's not anything like that, we are breathing in all these toxins that we're just putting into this earth that we're trying to mess up that God gave us. So when you're breathing that fresh oxygen, it makes a difference in how you feel. You can breathe better. It helps you sleep better at night, and it helps relieve anxiety. A lot of times we have anxiety, we're holding it, and we don't realize we're not taking as many breaths.
Right.
You know, we'll hold our breath like I'm doing right now, and then you can't breathe.
That's right.
So that's really good. We include that is actually a 90-minute facial. So if you cannot come and relax and get beautified for 90 minutes, I don't know what I can do for you. But
It's
it
worth
really
it.
is. It is. And so I gave you some samples of Epionce. I've mentioned Epionce. My first show, I didn't talk about it the last show, but my first show about Dr. Thornfelt, he's a practicing dermatologist. He worked with many people using retin-A's, retinaldehydes, retinols, all of those things. But there were people like me who suffer from rosacea, or people who wanted to do something more natural, and he wanted to develop something for that. So he came up with the Epionce. And I want you to know that Epionce, which is all herbal, all natural, it outperformed Renova and some of the other in 2 double-blind studies. And it is non-irritating. I love it. I can use it and work on my skin without being irritated. Normally I wouldn't use even the retinaldehydes, which are closer to what we have in our body, that I was recommending to clients because of my rosacea. But it has not bothered me at all. As a matter of fact, I wake up in the morning, my face looks so much better. My skin color and tone looks so much better.
Well, I've been using it for 2 weeks, and I have not had any problems at all with it. No kind of breakouts, no kind of reactions, you know. So
That's good. And two, getting your facials with that helps along with that. And I say that because one of the things they say, there's these 2 products, a lytic and a serum or a lotion that's a renewal lotion that goes along with this particular product, and they work together. But they say initially you can have a little bit of purging. Like I had a lady come the other day, and she had a little bit of sloughing, peeling. Like she's like, I don't know what. I said, that was that purging, but we're fixing to take care of that with some diamond tip microderm. So we did, and we did that. But for me, I looked like a triangle. 2 days after I initially began, I had a bump here, a bump here, and a bump here. I was like, Lord, I've turned into a triangle. So then what happened 2 days later, those bumps were gone. They literally were gone because it purged out. That lytic TX is what it is, lytic TX. It penetrates to the stratum corneum layer and prepares that. So you put that on, you have to wait 5 minutes before you put the renewal cream on.
Right.
And then they work together. And you know, I can be, you know how funny I am about skincare products, and for me to bring this line in, I have to believe in it. That's how I'm about what I offer.
I was
there.
wondering why you waited the 5 minutes between the 2 products. And
So
that's
that
why.
it prepares, it gets that pore of the pores and that layer of the skin, it gets it ready to take the renewal to put in. It literally is known as a healing and calming type of product, and that's exactly what he made it for. So I'm glad he did. I'm glad he worked hard on that. You know what I did today? That's why my hair is pinned back. Usually I got my hair all done nice for you and curled under and everything, but I have been up early this morning, and I went to the Rocky Mount Women's Conference put on by the Chamber. It was nice. We had a table there where we put up some information talking about what we did, and there were many other ladies who had tables and things, but we had guest speakers, and Lord knows I can't remember any of them's name right now, but let me tell you what, it is so empowering when women come together. You get reminded, you know, of how to work with other women, how to lift one another up
Right.
and do those things. As women, sometimes I've jumped right into another subject, but it just was on my mind. Sometimes women can tear one another down, and you know what? We need to be lifting one another up, and that is one of the things they talked about today. I thought it was funny because I'm so busy that I kind of half pay attention to my emails, and when they had sent out the itinerary, apparently they asked you to wear blue or something with blue in it. Well, I didn't read that. Well, I got there, I still didn't pay attention, but pretty much most everybody had blue that read their email, and I had blue because I love to wear blue. And so I had that on, my nice blue navy pants, but I wanted a comfortable top because I know it was going to be all day and come on the show. But they were asking women to wear blue because men years back and even into today, they wear their blue suits and their blue. It's a color that's recognized with men in business. Mm-hmm. And they were just trying to just let that be another way for women to realize how empowered we are. Right. And to put us on that balanced playing field with men. Women, I was reading something, it's been several months ago, where they were talking about women are opening up most of the self-owned businesses are by women. And women are taking things by storm, so you better watch out, men. But it's good. It's good that we're in a time where we can be recognized for what we're doing. They were such good speakers there, and I really enjoyed that. I was going to show you my little badge that I had on. It tells your name and everything. But it was really good to just, network with other women, to just sit and socialize with other women, and I really enjoyed that. It was good. Well, let's see. We've got just a little bit more time. What do we think we want to talk about? You got anything you want to add?
What about your microderm abrasion facials? Mm-hmm. Your diamond.
Yeah, the diamond
I think you
tip.
should tell people about how good that is.
Yeah, you know what I do, and
for
as
fine lines and wrinkles.
Exactly. As a naturopathic practitioner too, and I've been an esthetician for over 28 years. I always include diamond tip microderm in most of my facials, unless someone's got an acne breakout and they got pustules or something. I know sometimes you go to these places and people do that microderm and they leave these hard, sharp lines and it just hurts your skin. I just had a client in there the other day that had that, and she said it hurt me so bad. And then when I did her, she says, "Oh my God, I don't want anybody to ever do me again but you," because I don't think we have to harm the skin to heal the skin. What I'm doing when I'm working on someone, I'm working on their skin, but I can tell by their skin what's going on in their body. Like, I'll always bring up something natural that maybe someone needs to change or ask them if they're doing something. But with every facial I do that diamond tip. Years ago, I was the first person in Wilson actually to start doing microdermabrasion with those crystals, but you had to breathe them in and everything else. So I got into diamond tip microderm. I felt like it did a better job. You could pick a very gentle grit on that microderm, and you don't have to crank it up and peel somebody's skin hard. You don't have to. I think that's the point I want to get across to people. You don't have to tear somebody's skin up to make it better.
Well, I can leave your place and had a facial, and I can go to something different and have lunch.
That's right, and we've done that a lot, haven't we?
Yes.
If you guys haven't eaten at something, I'm gonna give something different a plug. And we both know them, the owners of that, and adore them. We love them to death. But sometimes we'll make the appointment time so we can go eat lunch at something different.
Right.
They have just a great place to eat at and a great menu.
So
we enjoy that.
I think it says a lot when you can get a facial and you can go out in public and you don't feel like you got to go home and hide for a few days because your face is red or
Yeah.
So I highly recommend it.
That makes me think about something else that I can share, because whether it's in a facial or whether it's in certain types of medications or even the surgeries, and I'm not against people, I believe everybody should make their own decisions about what they do.
Exactly.
But I think you also can be informed. You should be informed before you make decisions about having a surgery on your body that maybe you could take care of another way. But you have people wanting to go do the most drastic thing and get. I've always said we live in a fast food. This is a McDonald's fast food society where everybody wants it quick. And to lose weight and keep it, you've kept your weight off.
Oh yeah.
And you know why? Because you've done it the right way.
Lifestyle.
That's right. You change your lifestyle, and that's what that's what I try to teach
And
people
I still
to
had
do.
a chocolate milkshake before I come here.
Good
so-
for you. Good for you. Well, we have to have a treat every
That's
once in a
right.
while. I cannot. I have trouble with milk, lactose things, so I cannot have that particular type of thing. So my husband loves ice cream, nieve. That's ice cream in Spanish, and he loves it. Every night he'll say nieve, and I'll say, well, you know, I can't eat that. But I've started eating these little keto bars that's not made out of the same thing, but it's like an
Yeah.
ice cream, and
Uh-huh.
so I'll have one a couple of times a week when he says that, and it's just this small little thing, and it's enough to take care of that craving that I might would
Right.
have. But it's good for me. It's better for me, and it
Right.
doesn't hurt my stomach.
Right.
Now I love some ice cream, but if
Right.
I eat ice cream, my stomach's going to hurt. So that's another thing that's important, to find out the things that your
That's
body.
right.
If you listen to your body and how it responds
It's
to
more
what
about
you're
balance.
doing, it sure is. It,
I
it
mean,
really
you know,
is.
it's just more about balance, I think.
Yeah, we've got to balance everything.
And it needs to be a little bit more good than bad.
It's kind of like those probiotics, and that's what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about next week, along with some other things. Well, Sherry, I'm so glad you came on with me. Maybe I can make you my sidekick when I don't have another guest. You can
All
just
right.
kind of sit and talk with
That
me.
sounds
I
good.
think I need a sidekick. It's
That
kind of
sounds
lonely
good.
when you're talking to this monitor by yourself. But I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching us. I hope you've learned some good information. Make sure you look us up at wellifeinstitute.com. Again, our phone number is 252-363-7721. And I would love to help you with any of your health and wellness questions, any of the relaxation services you want. Thank you, and have a great evening.